Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. TILRAY brands, ticker symbol TLRY. We've got some big price movement here, and this is looking good. Now, we have seen this before with TILRAY. We have seen this before with cannabis sector, but this is what we've been waiting for. For all of you that are investing with TILRAY, you have been waiting for this news. What is it? Tap the like button. This video will go massive. I think so. All right, so big news, and subscribe, ring the bell. However, it could be simply a trading position, but it is moving very, very quickly. This is why, and this is how you can turn on your money printer this afternoon. Are you ready to stack the money up and make some money? Well, we think you can right now, because we've got some news in the cannabis sector. And what is it? It's Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has been turning on the money printer. This is it. Vice President Kamala Harris tells DEA to reschedule marijuana as quickly as possible at White House meeting with pardon recipients. This has just happened. This is very, very big news for TILRAY. Now, I just want to put a cautionary note out here. We've seen this before. The stock pops on the news. This has just come out. It might be, all over in minutes. We've seen it. However, you might like this because we've always said that TILRAY has a $40 value. I've always said it can go to $40, and I strongly believe that. I think this stock can make you $40. Very, very exciting. So you can make some money from this stock once we get full legalization. But let's talk about it right now. It's still running 8.75. This is still a good buy. If it starts to move, this news has just broken. We can get, and we've seen in the past, a 20 or 30% bounce on this kind of news. So it is a buy net right now. If you like this stock and you think the news can run, here it is. Vice President Kamala Harris says the Drug Enforcement Administrative, DEA, must reschedule marijuana as quickly as possible, calling it absurd and patently unfair that cannabis is still classified in the same category as heroin. At the beginning of a meeting at the White House with a group of people who received marijuana pardons under the president's proclamations, Harris delivered a statement promoting both the administration's clemency actions and its marijuana scheduling directive that led the U.S. Department of Human Service, HHS, to recommend the DA reschedule cannabis under the Controlled Substances Act. Now, what this will mean, and you can already see, look, people are taking profits. This could be a very, very quick moment, but there's potential for a 30% rally here. There really, really is. As we talk about it, my video will trend, and this will do very well, I think, for those who invest in cannabis. TILRAY is probably the leader in this sector, but what this means is if we can get this classification through, it means the whole structure of the way TILRAY can advertise, can make money, and all the rest of it goes through the roof. And it makes a huge, huge difference. It's the only thing really holding back TILRAY. Now, recently, they've restructured their business while all this was, being put on hold and waited for, and I didn't like it. I've been very uncomplimentary, if you like, about Erwin Simon's strategy. However, it's gone sideways for a while. It's brought the stock price down, waiting for a moment like this. Now, it has gone up 8% since the news, only a few moments ago, but honestly, it could go up to 30% from here. You might like it at this level. Let me give you some numbers. Let me give you some numbers now. If you are thinking, okay, is it undervalued? Well, let's have a look at it. With some good news, let's have a look how undervalued it is. This is really, really important. Here we go. Let's go into the numbers. Tap a like on this, and again, subscribe to the channel for this breaking news price movement. Here we go. Let's look at this right now. What we've got is an undervaluation at the moment of 38%. I've always said a 25% overvaluation is affordable on a high growth stock. This is, and on big news like this, if it passes, oh my God, you've got a $40 stock. In my opinion, it's 38% undervalued at the moment. Okay, that's the base case. The best case is a 54% valuation. Can we rely on it? Yes, that valuation is accurate. No warnings here. If we move down, you can see revenue is moving up, 8% up on the most recent range, and we are expecting things to carry on going. Not an S-curve, mind you, because we don't have full legalization priced in. Irwin Simon has said on the earnings report, it's not priced in. They are ready for it and they are ready to act. So this could suddenly turn upward. It can literally go parabolic once that happens, okay? We've got operating income up 2%. We've got net income up 1%, all without all of this, okay? Let's move on down. Look at the debt position. 4.3 billion in assets, of which 259 million is cash, and we have 962 short-term debt, long-term debt 348. So 348 million, if we look at that, long-term debt is 36% of its liabilities, but we have 4.3 billion and 259 in cash. So as you can see, doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that we could virtually pay off all our debts with our cash. So the balance sheet is pretty good for Tilray Brands. If we scroll down at the moment, as I said there, profitability isn't great at the moment because we're waiting for this news. This could be the beginning of the news, and that's when we want it, of course, the beginning. Solvency, they're not going bust anytime soon, 55%. But of course, if money comes rolling in, down goes the debts and the solvency goes sky high. Great, 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 great. If we look at the worst case scenario, the lowest level, 18% is the upside, 55% is the upside for the average, and 174% is the upside on the best case scenario. But that wasn't pricing in legislation this year. You can add a 0 to these numbers if we get legislation. Very, very nice indeed. Competition, go and check it out. Insiders are buying. Insiders are buying. When was this? When was this? This was, come on, give me the number. Give me the number. Why don't you give me the number? Give me the number. During the last 12 months, Tilray Brands have bought 183,000 and not sold. The last transaction was January 17th, a couple of months ago from the chief strategy officer. Okay, just a couple of months ago, we've got a nice buy-in. So obviously they know something. Okay, that's good to see. Short interest. Well, there is a 16% short interest. It's quite high, not enough for a short squeeze, but volume would explode on this stock if we get that passed. Okay, 1 week ago, cannabis off to a great start. Let's listen into this latest story only a few days ago, so it's quite relevant. Here we go.
Of these pot stocks and a more favorable outlook from Americans. Joining me right now, Morgan Paxia is with us, co-founder, managing director of Poseidon Investment Management, and Matt Hawkins, founder, managing partner, Entourage Effect Capital. Thank you so much both for being with me. We did get in some of these earnings. Paxia, what are your thoughts?
Just here? Trimming, as I said it would.
There's been a push to President Biden to lessen where marijuana really stands so that it is brought down a notch, right? And a little less of a federal offense in some ways. Tell me about your thoughts. What stands out to you with what we've been seeing from
She clearly doesn't understand what that means.
Yep. So we're just into the year-end updates coming up from companies. We've had 3 report, Green Thumb Industries, Verano Holdings, and Trulieve. So far, it's been pretty good. We thought going into this that it could have been a bit of a what we call a U-pod setup, under promise, over deliver. And that seems to be the case so far. For these larger companies, they're proving that they can, they're able to grow and survive even in the face of this absurd 280E tax code that continues to plague the industry. Outside of, the recent development that Trulieve announced, which warrants more exploration, but in the meantime...
That's really enough. They're not saying anything great. Let me hear quickly from CEO Irwin Simon.
Good morning. I was a little surprised to see the reaction to your earnings, which was a beat on the bottom line, and I think almost got to profitability.
So, listen, we were up as a company, 34%. We had 194 million in sales. If you come back, we're number 1 in market share in the Canadian market. We're the largest in Europe in cannabis. But step back and look at the growth. And I heard you're, talking about Paris for non-alc with ABI before. We're in the midst of doing that. So there's a lot of great things happening within our legacy beer business, where our legacy beer business was up 10% and, the beer category was down. So a lot of good things happening at TILRAY. I guess some of our shareholders didn't think so. But I come back and say this here, there's a lot of unique things happening within TILRAY brands. In the cannabis world, which, we have in front of us, rescheduling potentially, which would be very helpful to TILRAY and bringing in, different investor group, banking, et cetera.
Exactly.
And, we've only owned the ABI businesses 2 months, and we got some exciting new products happening there. And
there isn't anything more we want to get from that. But let me see how the sentiment has changed. The last 30 days, we've seen 50. Let's go back 90 days. There was 52% positive, 52% positive 30 days. Now we've got 70% positive, and today 50-50. No negative though. Can you see the negative has gone away? Over the last 30 days. Negativity has gone away, and now we're all positive and neutral news. So we have got, as expected, people are taking profits. That's no surprise there, but this could easily start to go again. We've seen this happen before, that it pops up, but 8% really wasn't much for this stock. We've seen it do far, far better than this. So maybe now is the time, at least because it is undervalued. You may have missed an 8%, but now it's just dropped 6%. Actually, this might be a good time to buy it, because we've seen it before. It can go up 30% and pull back, but of course, one day we are going to get legalization. My argument with this stock has always been, why park your money for a year or two when you can make the gains and then come back just before we get that legalization? Of course, timing is important for that. But so far, we had an 8.5%, 9% pop. It's now just back down to the 6.8. Maybe now's a good time. Let's see what happens. Anyway, there we go. I thought I would bring that to you. Thank you, MSK, for bringing that to me. This was MSK who brought me this information. Thank you, MSK. TILRAY up to date. Apparently, Kamala Harris called for the DEA to reschedule. Let me see if I've got any more comments. And MSK said, I sent the news on Discord. I've just shared that with you, so that's great. Our investors, Mike, Craig, let's go. They're all loving it. The Green Gang, yes, they're all loving it. They've been waiting for this. So really, really good news. A green day for TILRAY, indeed it is. Fantastic. I'm just going down the list here. James 007, people say money does not grow on trees, but it does for TILRAY. Looks good, says Mike. Mike is loving it. Loving it like that. Okay, so there's the news. Leave me your thoughts below in the comments. I will reply to you. We'll keep on top of this. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Now, down here, you will also see the extra channel. We run nearly 24 hours a day now. So if we have breaking news, myself, Sensei can jump in, update you in the live chat. You can share live information, because remember, the stock market moves 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it starts early Sunday evening. There are moments like this you don't want to miss. And with our channel, you get those. We have a whole network of channels now, 3 to make up our network. Martyn Lucas Investor, Martyn Lucas Investor Extra, and Martyn Lucas Music, all together in the brand to give you all the information that you need. 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. As predicted, people taking profits from this very quickly because they've been beat up for a while, but it won't take much for this to go up again. Just be careful. We've seen it several times. However, when the news finally comes that scheduling has been approved, then boom, you've potentially got a $40 stock. The valuation now is done prior to that, and we're undervalued at that itself. There you go. Up here, down here, over here, more information and more links. Thank you for bringing that to me, MSK. After all, it's the stock that you're in, so I want to see you make lots of money. Full disclosure, I'm not in the stock. I only own the S&P. Not here to pump and dump, but I am here to inform and educate and entertain my members. Till next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.